Okay. All right. Have we begun? Just hello if you're joining us. And welcome. Welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Volita, and I'll be walking with you through this presentation on ways ECOPS can engage with the sustainable blue economy, both in Canada and globally. And joining me as well is Rodala. Rodala is from Blue Future Pathways, which is a different program under the Students on Ice Foundation, and we'll get into that. So just up the gate, I just want to let you know that this session is being recorded. Sorry. So if you want to turn off your camera for the sections where we ask you to speak, you are welcome to do that. Or you're also welcome to leave your camera on. And this session will be made available on YouTube and the website after we are done today. Okay.
All right. So I think we can give some 2-3 minutes to see if more people join, then you can start. Yeah.
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 That's perfect. Now, I'm not able to see my chat because I have one screen. Yeah, but if you're joining us and you're able to input in the chat, we would love to know where you're joining in from. Oh, I can see right there. Yeah, we can do introductions in the chat. You can either put your name or perhaps your role in the ocean sector, or if you're familiar with ECOP. It'll just be an introduction. We'll give people a few minutes to join.
Yeah, usually your name and where you are joining us from. So the country. Perhaps I'm sure everyone here is from Canada. I'm sure almost everyone is Canadian, right? The way it is, yeah, maybe. But maybe there are people joining or watching from other part of the world. So
Okay. I see responses. Hi, I'm Ho Kwan. I'm from Hong Kong. I'm currently building a marine robotics startup, and I'd like to connect with you all. That's amazing. So you have people from all over. Well, welcome, welcome. And we are both in Canada. And Cody from the ECO program is based out of Ghana. So we have another response. Rachel from Memorial University in Newfoundland. Thanks, Rachel, and welcome to the webinar. Okay, we have Tabia from Grenada, West Indies. The Fisheries Officer, thank you for being here. All right, one more response, and then, Godi, I think we're good to go.
all right, perfect. Yes. So thanks to you all for joining. My name is Godi. I'm from Ghana, and I'm in Ghana right now. I'm part of the ECOP training and mentoring tax team. So we do organize all the webinars that you see. Sometimes you don't see us on the screen, but every webinar passes through us. So we are responsible for the webinars. And today, I'm sure we are on episode 20 something And yes, so we are going to explore the opportunities for ECOPS in Canada. And if you are not familiar with the ECOP program, so uh, is the UN Ocean Decades approved youth section. So the ECOP is focused on early career ocean professionals, building capacity among early career ocean professionals. And like I said earlier, we, the mentoring and the training tax team, we are responsible for the webinars and then the mentoring programs that you see all the time. And I wouldn't go much into details. You can check out the ECOP program later, and you can also check out the mentoring and training tax team later if you are very enthusiastic about organizing webinars, connecting with different people from all over the world and bringing them together to present on nice topics. If you have nice topic ideas that you want to present on, uh, you are welcome to always reach out to us, and we'll be happy to collaborate. Thank you once again for joining, and I'll hand it over to Volita to take us through. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Godi. All right, I will go to the next slide. So what you see on screen is our agenda for the day. We will go through two programs in Canada, the Blue Future Pathways, and ECOP Canada, and what we both offer. And then we'll go through a little bit about some opportunities for international ECOPS in Canada. We'll discuss about equitable global partnerships, and then we have a poll and some audience reflections and discussion. We'll be using the chat because of the Zoom function. So at the end, we encourage you to use the chat function so we can hear responses from you. Would like also for you to participate. So starting us off, I will hand it over to Rodala.
Hi. Okay. Everyone can hear me, I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. 1 second. Just getting perfect. Yeah. Okay, so before I jump into sort of what Blue Future Pathways is at Student Energy, firstly, just wanted to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Rodella. I work at Student Energy as the Blue Future Pathways assistant, and I just joined this year, so definitely a little bit new to the ocean space. And yeah, even before I get into the program, I just briefly want to talk about the Students on Ice Foundation. So the foundation has been around for 24, 25 years, and the mission is to inspire and empower leadership for a sustainable future by connecting young folks to nature and to the knowledge, people, and resources to make a difference. So we have both ship-based and land-based expeditions that we actually do that brings together young people from all over the world, as well as educators, indigenous knowledge holders, decision makers, scientists, artists, all of them to the Arctic and Arctic and places in between. And now we have an alumni network of over 3,500 individuals globally. So yeah, definitely, throughout the years, it's become sort of a really great and big network. So yeah, that's kind of specifically about how Students on Ice kind of got started in the first programming that it would do. But now, in the last 4 years, Students on Ice has actually started a new program, which is known as the Blue Future Pathways. So yeah, next slide, please.
Okay. There we
Amazing.
go.
Yeah. So before I get totally into what the program is itself, I just want to do a quick refresher on the sustainable blue economy. I'm sure a lot of you already know what the sustainable blue economy is, but just kind of going over sort of how Students on Ice views it and the definitions. So adding on to definitions set forth places by like the World Bank and WWF, when we're talking about the sustainable blue economy, we're not just talking about the oceans, but we're also talking about freshwater, wastewater, and ice as well. And so a sustainable blue economy focuses on the development of long-lasting sustainable solutions to challenges imposed by climate change, and in doing so, also prioritizes providing social and economic benefits, not just to our current generation, but for future generations as well. And at its core, it's about preserving the intrinsic value of ocean health and biodiversity. And this means a shift towards clean technologies and renewable energy. And again, it centers a circular economy model. So that means we're using the resources from the water in a way that they're sustainable over generations and generation. And more importantly, the sustainable blue economy also recognizes and incorporates indigenous and traditional knowledge systems. So yeah, next slide. Great. Yeah, and just to really touch quickly upon a sustainable blue economy in the Canadian context. So Canada is really trying to harness ocean growth by building back better and bluer, and trying to create a lot more jobs and employment opportunities, specifically in coastal communities. And again, just supporting overall ocean health here in Canada. So there's sort of 7 areas that are being focused on, and that's the natural environment, science and data, innovation, business environment, financing, market access, and regulating regulatory environments. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, and really quickly, I'll just go over this real quick. Don't need to focus too much on it just because there's a lot of things going on. But again, when we're going a little bit deeper into Canada's blue economy, it really means wanting to extend the leadership in the development of our blue economy through meaningful engagement. So what does that look like? Focusing on improving inclusion, equity, and diversity in all areas. And whether that's through marginalized groups, gender inclusion, focusing on the groups that are most impacted by climate change, developing labor force skills and training, which is where Blue Future Pathways comes in. So I'll get into that really shortly. Improving opportunities for coastal communities, and also making sure the distribution of the sustainable blue economy in Canada is being distributed very equally. So making sure everyone is benefiting, and specifically those who are being most impacted. And again, in really increasing Indigenous participation in the sustainable blue economy. Yeah, so those are just a few ways that Canada is hoping to take part in the sustainable blue economy and sort of the goals that Canada is hoping to do. But now getting a little bit more into what Students on Ice specifically is doing in the sustainable blue economy, specifically with the Blue Future Pathways program. So yeah, about 4 years ago, the Students on Ice Foundation decided that we need to support even more young people besides just, sending them on the expeditions that I talked about earlier. This is really imperative to helping finding solutions to today's climate crisis. And yeah, this is where the program was born. So our mandate is supporting young people between ages 15 to 35 in the sustainable blue economy. So just looking at what we've done at a really quick glance, so far we've led 5 expeditions with a strong sustainable blue economy focus. So this really gave youth a chance to connect directly with ocean and freshwater environments. Really exciting. To date, we've engaged over 6,000 individuals through our programming. So this has really helped spark interest and build capacity in blue careers across the country. Our network has supported more than 700 internships, training opportunities, and mentorships. And again, this is all designed to connect young people with meaningful pathways in ocean-related fields. So one thing that comes up a lot is kind of that barrier to entry. So we're really trying to close that barrier, close that gap. And most importantly, 87% of the youth we support identify as underrepresented in the blue economy. So again, really highlighting our commitment and Canada's general commitment to equity, access, and inclusion. Next slide, please. Great. Oh, is my slide gonna work? Okay, great. And yeah, so Blue Future Pathways offers a wide range of support, like I talked about, to help youth explore and thrive in the sustainable blue economy. So we have something called the Port, which you can go to. It's online. It's an online database that is living and breathing and always changing weekly. And so the Port definitely highlights the 5 core elements we have of the program. So we provide educational and learning resources to build ocean literacy and spark curiosity. So for example, we've developed learning modules with educators that people can explore, anyone here can explore free of cost, that talks about the sustainable blue economy and getting more involved. And yeah, they're really cool learning modules, so I recommend everyone to check them out. We have our training and professional development opportunities that help young people, again, gain the skills they need for meaningful careers. So we run workshops such as project management workshops, networking, resume building workshops. So again, kind of helping youth directly with that training and that professional development. And we also have an internship and job board where youth are directly getting connected to opportunities. And again, opportunities that are hands-on in ocean-related careers. So that is a really great way and really great way we're able to present sort of opportunities for youth to get paid and get involved in the ocean sector. But then also with that, we offer funding and wage subsidies to reduce, again, those barriers to support both youth and employers. And finally, we have mentorship opportunities which help guide and motivate the next generation of ocean leaders. So yeah, next, please. Perfect. And then, yeah, just really quickly wanted to go over the countries that are being engaged with Blue Future Pathways. So we have quite a few. So these are the top 10 countries. We have Canada, the States, United Kingdom, India, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, France, Netherlands, and Germany, and many more. But these are just sort of the top 10 countries that are, engaging with this program. So that's sort of a recap on the Blue Future Pathways program here at Students on Ice. Yeah, and I'll pass it over to Volita.
Thank you. Thanks, Rodala. I'll be going through ECOP, and to give a little bit of context, some of you on the call might be ECOPS, some might be new to this space, and Godi gave a little bit of an introduction, but a simple overview: the Global ECOP program was launched as part of the UN Decade of Ocean Science, and was launched in 2021 with 42 individuals. And its mission has always been to ensure that early career professionals, or rather early career ocean professionals, like many of you here today, are not just participating in ocean work or in the future of our ocean work, but are actually leading it. And so the program generally is inclusive and is accessible and geared towards anyone who's in their first 10 years of an ocean-related career, whether that's paid or unpaid. And it spans disciplines and sectors. So you have ECOPS in science, in policy, ECOPS who are doing community work, or working in the blue economy space. So they can all be part of this global network. And now it's organized into regional nodes and national nodes. So whether you're in Africa, Latin America, Asia, the Pacific, or elsewhere, you can engage both locally in an ECOP national node or regional node, or you can engage globally. And one of the ways is there are working groups and task teams. The role of these task teams is to dive deeper into key themes like equity, collaboration, climate solutions, knowledge exchange. And so if you're an ECOP and you're passionate about a certain topic, this is where you can really roll up your sleeves and collaborate. This map gives an idea of the ECOP presence globally. So there are 26 nodes across the different continents, with presence in 163 countries. And then there are 5 regional nodes. So national node would be country specific, and then a regional node would be area specific, like Asia or Africa. And okay, so we'll turn our attention a little bit to ECOP Canada, which is the national Canadian node of the main ECOP program. So we are hosted by the SOI Foundation, the Students and I's Foundation, and we're supported by and through the Blue Futures Pathway program, which Rodala was just talking about. And so our goal as ECOP Canada is to create an inclusive platform for ECOPs working in Canada or with Canada. So we focus on three main areas. One is community and connection. This means creating spaces where ECOPs can connect with peers and share experiences and opportunities. So we have a virtual community, but we also have spaces, events that are run by ECOPs for ECOPs where people can connect together. Then we also aim to provide opportunities for training, for tools and professional development that can support ECOPs build a career in the ocean sector. And then lastly, networking. So trying to open doors to opportunities with professionals across Canada and beyond. And one of our flagship initiatives is the ECOP Ambassador Program. So it's a grant-based initiative, and it's designed to help and empower ECOPs to take action in their careers or in their communities and their spaces. So through this program, ECOPs can receive funding to either attend national or international conferences and then bring those experiences back to the local networks. We also offer funding to either lead or support projects or initiatives or similar to a startup by an ECOP. We also offer funding for specialized training, workshops, or certifications that help you upskill or build up your skills to really thrive in this industry. And one of the things that the Ambassador Program aims to do is to mentor other ECOPs. So it's also about giving back to the network so that it can build and rebuild itself. It's important to note that we are a Canadian node, but there are opportunities for international collaboration, especially if you're working in or with Canadian institutions or projects. So, for example, the funding we offer is available to all ECOPs as long as you are based in Canada or attached to a Canadian institution, then we can offer funding. One sec. All right, so this is my last slide on ECOP Canada before I go into the next section. But as I wrap up about ECOP Canada, I do want to highlight though that ECOP movement is global, and that means you can take part no matter where you're based, right? And one way to do that is by either joining or starting an ECOP country team if it doesn't exist in your country or where you are based. So, for example, ECOP Africa has built a regional network, but that includes active country teams, so in places like Togo, Mozambique, Nigeria, and etc. And there's a new one that was just launched, ECOP South Africa. And so these are run by ECOPs in different countries, and they help tailor events, opportunities, and just to support ECOPs in that regional context. So if your country already has a team, please join in. There is more information on the website, ecopdecade.org. And if it doesn't yet, maybe you'll be inspired to help start one. And you can also connect with other ECOP nodes or regional nodes. You can also connect with us to explore collaborative opportunities across countries and across borders. And there are lots of ways you can get involved. So like co-developing content with us, webinars, toolkits, storytelling events, or a series that reflects diverse voices and experiences. And you can also partner with us on ECOP-led initiatives. So whether that's outreach, community-based projects, research, whatever it is, you can reach out and partner with this. But at the heart of this is our shared goal, and that's really to amplify ECOP leadership in the ocean decade. All right. Now, for international ECOPS, there are a few opportunities that are available in Canada that are not restricted to just Canadian, just ECOPS based in Canada itself. Our blue economy isn't just a national effort, but it's interconnected with other partners and other global ocean organizations. So it means as an international ECOP, you do have some pathways to engage. And I'll just mention a few, like OFI, the Ocean Frontier Institute. It's an interdisciplinary research facility that's based at Dalhousie University, and then one of its flagship opportunities is the International Postdoctorate Fellowship. And some ECOPs are actually currently in Canada from different countries who are doing this program. So they support either a postdoctoral fellowship or short-term visiting fellowships for ECOPs or from OFI partner institutions. So I'll put the links. I'll put the links in the chat and you can read more about it. And then there's also MEOPA training. MEOPA stands for Marine Environmental Observation, Prediction, and Response. It's a long term, but they focus on like building capacity around ocean risk and resilience. So it does offer training and networking opportunities for graduate students and ECOPs, including short-term exchanges and travel support. So it's open to international researchers as long as you're connected with a Canadian institution or academic institution. And then you'll also find opportunities through other programs like ActingNet conferences. Sometimes there are conference scholarships, travel support, and there are also hybrid learning options. So that means it can either be remote, fully remote, or open to exchange. So it's important to note that, yes, there are ECOPs from abroad, international ECOPs who are doing some of these programs in Canada, but there are specific eligibility requirements for each of this, such as timelines, partnerships, national affiliations. So these opportunities do exist, but I would say to make sure to look into the details and see what's best fit for your background and your goals. All right. As we move into this next part of today's webinar, we want to take a moment to pause and reflect on a shared challenge. And that's how do we ensure that the sustainable blue economy grows in a way that is more equitable and inclusive, especially for early career professionals. So we know that ECOPs globally face barriers like funding or access to training or language or geographic isolation, but perhaps there are ways that we can move forward through collaborative models. And an example of a model can be co-mentorship or a joint research project or equitable funding structures that makes room for more ECOPs. So as an early career professional, we do have a role in shaping what the future of our ocean looks like. If we want it to be more just and more globally connected. And so I'd like to delve into this just a little bit more and to help us learn more about your experiences, no matter where you're from. And we'll move quickly into an interactive poll. And then after that, we'll open things up for conversation on how these ideas resonate with you, the ideas from the poll, the questions, and how we can build more partnerships together. So I will go to the next slide, but it'll be a poll that'll be launched, and you'll be able to see it and choose a couple of options. Let me know if it's working. Godi, I think we're ready to launch. Perfect.
Yeah, I'll just quickly read through the questions just in case, yeah, just to help. But the first one is, do you see active blue economy efforts happening in your country or region? Second one is, what's your biggest barrier to working in a water ocean related field? What is the best way for programs like ECOP Canada and Blue Future Pathways to connect with ECOPS globally? And then what type of collaboration do you think would benefit ECOPS and the blue economy the most? And lastly, what next steps or topics would you like to see explored in future webinars related to ECOPS and the blue economy? So we're going to give you guys maybe 2 to 3 minutes to fill this out. And then we would love some discussion. So with the webinar, if you raise your hand, we can make it so that you are able to speak. I'm pretty sure we can test that out. If it doesn't work, no worries. But yeah, we'll give you guys a few minutes to fill this out. And if you are willing to, share back with us, that would be really great. And we'd love to hear what you have to say. If not, feel free to put anything you want to discuss a little bit more in the chat, like any specific barriers or any next steps that you think would be great, any collaborations you want to see. Yeah, we would just have some sort of a little discussion or insight into what you guys are thinking. So please feel free to raise your hand and we can make it so that you can talk, or yeah, just put something in the chat. But I'll stop speaking now and give you guys a few minutes to fill this out. Maybe 1 more minute, just for those who haven't. I think there's 4 more people. But yeah, we'll just wait 1 more minute. And if there's something you would like to, again, discuss, please feel free to raise your hand now. But we can go through the questions after the poll has ended, as well. But yeah. Okay, I feel like that's all the responses that we'll get, which is great. Yeah, if we want to maybe end the poll and then everyone can see the results. Yeah, so we have a lot of yeses from do you see active blue economy efforts happening in your country or region? So if anyone would want to expand on that again, please feel free to put it in the chat or raise your hand. The biggest barrier that most people are saying is limited opportunities near me, which very much tracks with what we've been hearing from a lot of young professionals in the space. So yeah, that's where ECOP, Blue Future Pathways comes in with trying to provide those opportunities. But again, would be really interested if you guys have anything specific to say about that, either in the chat or feel free to raise your hand. What is the best way for programs like ECOP and BFP to connect globally? So, okay, social media, webinars and workshops, online forums and communities, all of it seems like pretty big things, but that's really great to know, especially on our end. This feedback also helps us try to go forward with ways to engage more. What types of collaboration do you think would benefit ECOPS? All of them have been selected, which is great. I think the most we're seeing is joint research or innovation projects, funding and resource sharing, mentorship programs. And what next steps or topics would you like to see? I don't know if we can see those specific answers, but that's okay. But yeah, did anyone want to share back, and I can allow you to speak if you would like. If not, that's also okay. That's totally fine. This just the poll results help us a lot as well. So yeah, Betty. That's
I think I
also
can
totally
end.
okay.
I think I can end this poll. Okay.
Okay, cool. Did it end?
I think it did, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It should have ended. Well, thank you for your responses. Maybe we can, to guide a little bit the question, what are you experiencing perhaps in your region or in the place that you are that are different, or some efforts that you are seeing and you'd like to share? And where do you think global collaboration can really make a difference? And I think another way we can bring this and think about it and reflect on it is where are you currently at, right, with your career or with your movement in the ocean sector, and what would help you or what would help, take you to the next step of where you'd like to be or what you'd like to see. So whether you're just starting or you're already working in this sector, your perspective can really help us shape how programs that are trying to support ECOPS around the world can do this better, or where we can meet you where you are at. And kind of this discussion helps us do that. But there's no pressure to share. If there's no pressure to share, you can always reflect and then reach back to us. I'll give our contacts right at the end of this. And perhaps you can reach out later and we can discuss more on that. But I'll give 30 seconds to a minute. Sorry, I'll give about a minute. If anyone wants to raise their hand or just put it in the chat. And we couldn't see the last response as well. So if you just want to copy that in the chat, that would be great. Okay. Oh, I see a response. All right. So Rachel say, I think it would help to attend webinars that teach specific skills that are often needed in careers in the sustainable blue economy. So that's things like stats, I'm guessing, statistics of data, project management, report, and grant writing, etc. that's a great point. That's really good. And I think there are some there are some webinars and workshops that do exist. BFP did one recently. They did two on project management. I believe two months ago. But this is great to know that we can tailor webinars specifically to such skills.
Yeah, so Blue Future Pathways, sorry. Yeah, so the program that I was talking about, that's what BFP stands for. Oh my gosh, I feel like the more you work, the more you just start using acronyms. So that's totally fair. So yeah, Blue Future Pathways actually like seasonally runs these workshops. So we just finished our summer workshops, our spring workshops. No, our spring workshops. So I think we're gonna come back with more workshops in July or August. So yeah, we do them on project management and networking, career building, networking and resume and interview skills. So and project management are the two we have. But report and grant writing is really interesting. That's I don't think one we've developed yet. But you know, if there's interest for that, I'm sure we could definitely do a workshop on that. So that's again really great information to know. So please stay up to date with like our socials, follow us on like LinkedIn, Instagram, our website, because we will definitely be coming back with those and we run them like very consistently. So yeah.
Amazing. Jordan has an interesting point that I haven't seen before. And perhaps it's common. So he says, it seems like in my region, Newfoundland, which is in Canada, there are entry-level opportunities like research assistants. And then you have the upper-level opportunities like project managers, but they're limited opportunities for mid-level career that build I'm guessing that build the skills to go to the upper level, so like project management, research planning, staff management skills. That's an interesting take and one we haven't come across as of yet. I think sorry, is there another message in there? Yeah, it's a good take because when we talk of wage subsidies, when we um, are talking of career opportunities and providing spaces for ECOPS, we always consider the early stage, and perhaps mid-career is kind of not addressed as much. So that's good to know that even as we advocate for ECOPS, that there is there are people that we need to connect to employers. Thank
And
you for
I
that.
feel like it's also very reflective of maybe the current job market right now. Like, obviously, finding any opportunity is really hard, but I totally see what you mean. Like, there's probably a lot of student, like, just finishing university opportunities, like assistant level. But then, because, yeah, I do the job board, so I'm always updating it. And yeah, I have noticed, there's all these like director, executive director, manager positions, but like, those coordinator mid-level positions are a little hard to come by. So yeah, I definitely think that's definitely like a sector issue. And yeah, again, something that we're trying to advocate for, but really good to know maybe on our end we can start, engaging in dialogue with employers a little bit more and advocating for, more of those mid-level points for entry. And but yeah, one thing I will say just is like even if you feel like you don't qualify, they're asking for 5 to 10 years of experience, like still apply anyways. Sometimes, the perfect applicant isn't the one that they're the way that they're advertising. So maybe you didn't ask for the advice, but here I am giving it. Like, feel free to like, I don't know. I always recommend still apply for the job, even if you don't meet all the requirements, and really advocate for yourself as like a young person who's willing to learn, and adapt. So yeah, just some advice there.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you, Rodala. He'd say ECOP opportunities are awesome, but eventually ECOPs become mid-career professionals, and it's hard to get that experience. That is true. Although a lot of, like Rodala mentioned, a lot of the upper level management, sometimes you qualify for it just based on the experience you had. So But that is something that we'll take into account and we'll work on for mid-careers. Hawkman asks, does that mean I cannot join the Canadian node because I'm in Hong Kong unless I have a collaboration with an institution in Canada? No. So if you want to be part of our community, you're more than welcome to. And you can always reach out. I will leave an email at the end of this. You can always reach out and you can join our Canadian community. I think what I had meant was in terms of some opportunities that are out there for international ECOPS, like the one OFI, where some ECOPS are currently at, is more limited to partnerships with institutions in Canada. But for ECOP Canada, our community space is open to global ECOPS as well. I hope that answers your question. That's a great answer. Thank you. Okay, I think unless anybody has a last minute thought, I will end it there. Let me just close the chat. I will end it there and leave the contacts on the page. I'd like to thank you so much for attending this webinar and for spending 1 hour. I know for some people it's lunchtime if you're based in Canada, the East Coast. This might have been over your lunch, but thank you for being here. And please reach out. We are more than happy to continue supporting you. Supporting your growth and developing this area. And we're always learning, we're always adapting. We are here to meet the needs of the ECOPS, right? And it's 10 years. So and you might think that it's only early career, but you might be switching, right? You might be in your mid-career point. You might be switching to the ocean sector. You're still considered an ECOP. So as we expand our programming, as we make it more inclusive, these webinars are really helpful in helping us build an ECOP Canadian program that really meets the needs of the ECOPs that we are trying to serve and the community that we are trying to serve. So we're grateful for the responses and thank you for being here. Have a great day. Cody, if there is nothing else, I think we can end it.
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much, Volita, and then ECOP Canada, Rodala, and the rest of you who joined us. We very much enjoyed. I wish I'm in Canada actually because ECOP Ghana, we don't have this much opportunities. In fact, there is not much going on. And so, yeah, over the time, they keep mentioning in other ECOPs that they keep using ECOP Canada as an example, right? Saying, they have funding, they're actually doing real work and all of that. They are very supportive. And then we get jealous. So indeed, I wish, but yeah, I will see you guys behind the chambers. Maybe if you have some opportunities for me, I'll be very glad to take them. Yes, so thanks to everyone for joining. And as I said earlier, if you have any amazing topic ideas, if you have anything you would want to share, you want to host a webinar with us, just reach out and we'll be very happy to collaborate. And please follow the ECOP page and then stay in touch with us as we bring you more amazing webinars. And with this, I would like to thank the speakers once again and say bye-bye. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.